Boom. And we are live. What's good, people? Yo, now y'all ain't seen this in a while. Just like, hey, the hell going on? He's still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. I am here, people. Y'all know who it is. It is your two-time favorite DJ, ATL's hottest, the God DJ Agony, also known as Dr. Dope. Well, my motto is simple: on the building, right here for a surprise quick 30. I know y'all hadn't seen me in a while, particularly since December. And I mean, look, work, life, school, all the above. I mean, it gets hard, but I made a promise to a certain individual, Mr. Larry Hodges. One of the last times we spoke, I said that I was going to do my best to make it a point to give up an hour out of my week to do this thing we love to do, which is, for lack of a better term, entertain y'all. And not only to entertain, but to inform as well. So here I am. There will probably be another show tomorrow. This show was actually technically an audible. I had something else planned. It kind of fell through, got postponed or whatnot. So I was like, you know what? I still have to come on. Like it's just one of those type things. I feel like I need to be here, and so here I am. It is your favorite two-time ATL's hottest DJ. It's the God DJ Agony. I know y'all miss me. Y'all like, yo, where he been at? Look, hey, I've been right here, but it's the same old, same old. I'm coming to bring y'all the quick 30. I know if you read the topic, for my people who are readers, readers are leaders. Reading is fundamental. So for my people who read this, y'all already know what tonight's topic is going to be. It is a quick 30, which is my top 10 list and just how I see things and how I put things together. And it is my top 10 fictional black athletes from movies. I watch a lot of movies, people. For the folks that know me in real life, I watch a lot of movies. So, with that being said, it's a lot of sports movies, a lot of great black athletes. So, of course, we're going to shout them out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Before we jump into that list, though, I know y'all noticed it's something a little different. He's not wearing a dope shirt tonight, he's not wearing an OTB shirt. No, but he is still OTPing right now. Absolutely. Yo, reach out to my peoples. Shimmy Schultz over at Bell Charms. Yes, Bell Charms, one of the OTB dope original sponsors. And yo, she's keeping me laced the fuck up, people. Like, yo, y'all need to check her out. Look up Bell Charms, BELCHARMS on all social platforms for all your jewelry needs. And she'll look out for you. She got you covered like a rug, people. I promise you. So definitely reach out to my people. She is dope certified, dope approved, and y'all be looking right tonight, y'all. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? It'll shine a little bit. You gonna tuck. I ain't got to tuck mine in. Debo ain't coming, as far as I know. But yeah, so I'm doing top 10 black athletes from movies, and there were certain ones that did not make the list. Certain ones that did not make the list, and prime example, Booby Miles from uh goddamn Friday Night Lights. Booby Miles didn't make the list because Booby Miles is a real person, people. That movie was based on real people. Booby Miles is real. So we can't call him a fictional athlete because there is a real Booby Miles in Texas right now. Couldn't put him on the list. Also, James Earl Jones' character from The Great White Hope was based on Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson was real, so I couldn't put that one on there. These are completely fictional athletes that I'm putting on all these. Um, I got my boy Jay Scott in the building. Hey, let him know Corey's Heavenly Cakes, pies, mini bunts, and sugar loaves, and muffins. Yep, he got the muffins, y'all. Check my boy out at Corey's Heavenly Cakes for all your cake needs. I can't think of no holiday that come up and need cake, but you know what? It is wedding season, so check him out. He gonna get y'all right, people. Um, so definitely look into that. Also, um, this is the 1 year anniversary of the Street Fighter tournament, the Street Fighter 6 tournament. I know y'all seen that video swimming around. Um Big shouts out to Walter down at Game Experience, first of all, for providing the venue, providing the setup or what have you. Big shouts out to Chef Khalid for providing the food. Big shouts out to my boy Saga Boss for doing the video, putting that video packaging together. Big shouts out to my boy Psych G for providing the music for that video, man. Yo, it was a very family collaborative effort, and without any of those brothers I mentioned, none of that thing could have went off like how it did. There will be another game tournament in stores soon enough. I can't put a time and a date on that yet, but just know that that was the second, because the first one was Tekken 7 about a couple of years back, but it definitely will not be the last. I got the problem child, Big Country 50 in the building. Gotta have Omos on there. He's not fictional. Omos is real, dude. So can't put Omos on the list. Now, who I could have put on the list was Zeus from No Holds Barred, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot. So Zeus didn't make the list, y'all. Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, so we gonna jump back. We gonna jump into the list, man. Starting at number 10, I got Jesse Hall from Mighty Ducks. Jesse Hall. Now you know from the first the first Mighty Ducks movie, he was the only black kid. Well, I take that back. In the first Mighty Ducks, if y'all remember, he had a brother, but his brother never showed up in any of the other movies. So, and then I think in Mighty Ducks 2 and 3 is when Keenan Thompson's character showed up. Um, Russ Tyler with the knuckle puck. I know y'all remember that. At least I hope y'all remember that. Might have some Gen Zers in here who are thoroughly confused on what I'm talking about right now. It is fine, y'all. Just follow my lead on this one. So, but Jesse Hall, man, played by Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams was the go-to black kid of the 90s. Like for anything that you needed a black kid for, you call Brandon Adams. So whether it was People Under the Stairs, he played one of Moesha's 111 boyfriends. He was the pitcher in the Sandlot. We're gonna go to the Sandlot a little later. Sandlot kind of falls in a special place on this list, but he was the pitcher in the Sandlot. He was a hockey player in the Mighty Ducks. Like I mean, Brandon Adams was the go-to black kid. Big shouts out to Brandon Adams. Also, Jesse Hall, Mighty Ducks. Love that movie. Yeesh. So moving on to number 9. Number 9, Apollo Creed, RIP. Now, Apollo Creed made my list, but the reason why he was so low on the list because Apollo didn't know when to let go. Apollo Creed came from Rocky 1 through 4. Him and Rocky fought in the first two. Rocky finally won on the second one. Um, and then he fights the giant Russian dude, Ivan Dragoff, in number 4, and gets his dumb ass killed. Why does he get killed? Like, why did you do that? At that point, you had retired from fighting. You had nothing left to prove. And then we later find out, some 30 years later, he was hiding the sun too. Good job, good job. But nonetheless, Apollo came. He whooped Rocky ass a couple of times. He gave Rocky a lot of valuable lessons. He was like the motivation in Rocky's ear outside of his own coaching and whatnot. And I mean, it's Carl Weathers. That's another great one. RIP to a great one, Carl Weathers. But yeah, so gotta have Apollo Creed on there. It's just only right. Now number 8, number 8 had to make the list. Only exactly. Throw the damn towel. And big shouts out to Apollo's trainer. That was the iconic line of that movie. Throw the damn towel. Ah, you got to. Absolutely. You just must. So number 8, this brother made the movie, and if it were not for him and Tupac, this would have probably been one of the worst movies I ever seen in my life. Not just the worst sports movie, just the worst movie. And that is Thomas Shepard from Above the Rim. Old Shep. Now, he didn't say a lot in this movie, but it was like his knowledge was needed to kind of get Dwayne Martin's character on track to realize of how serious this thing is. He just wasn't taking it as serious. He was very self-centered, and he was missing a lot of lessons in that movie. So Shep, who was just playing a regular security guard, we didn't know that this dude was a neighborhood basketball legend and possibly could have been even more greater had Nutso not tried to dunk and jump off the damn building, literally above the rim, off the side of a building. So, but what does it for me is, the good team, quote unquote, is getting their ass kicked right now. They getting drug up and down the court, right? Big shouts out to Wood Harris. He's just one of my favorite characters. He plays anything he plays in, I'm like here for it. You know what I'm saying? Wood Harris probably deserves his own quick 30. Hmm. Put that on the to-do list, people. Wood Harris quick 30. So, but they getting their ass kicked up and down. Tupac's team is just dragging them, elbowing people, kicking people in the nuts. You know what I'm saying? Just ruthless. And Shep shows up in a long john shirt and some corduroy pants. For my people who know what corduroys are, they just some real thick, tough, industrial ass pants. As said, put me in the game, coach. And he shows up, puts on a jersey, and drops like 40 in a matter of a quarter. Like literally, it's like the fourth quarter when he shows up. And all he says is put me in, coach, and he drops like 30 easily and wins. Thomas Shepard, All American Ghetto Hero. We love Thomas Shepard out here. Moving on, we are at number 7 right now. Number 7 comes from one of my favorite movies. I not only love the movie, I love the soundtrack. James Grim Reaper Roper from Great White Hype. Not Hope, Hype. Great White Hype with Samuel Jackson. This is Damon Wayans' character. So Damon Wayans is a boxer and all he does is just beat people ass. Like literally, he has ran the gamut on beating people ass. But the problem is his fights aren't making any money. He's beating people up, and he's, for lack of a better term, not getting paid, y'all. Not getting paid. So what does he do? What does Samuel Jackson, who's the promoter, does? He buys him another Rolls Royce, and then he sets up a fight with a white guy because he was like, "Hey, people would love to see a black guy fight a white guy." You know what I'm saying? As the line goes in the movie, people are tired of watching niggas beat up niggas. So he gets him a white opponent, and Grim Reaper doesn't take the white opponent serious. It doesn't take him serious at all. So he's not training. He's not training. He's smoking cigarettes. He's eating buckets of ice cream at a time. And it was funny because right before him and the white guy actually fight, oh, and the throw in the little caveat, the white guy was his only loss. He lost to this white guy in the when he was an amateur fighter. So right before they fight, he is laying on the bed, getting a massage, smoking a cigarette, watching Dolomite. Not even taking the fight serious. You're watching Dolomite and smoking a cigarette. So he comes out there, he's sluggish, he's barely, I'm talking about barely could make connection. And he caught a good one, clean to the face, overhand, because they said beware. The white boy got an overhand right. Caught him in the face, kind of woke him up, and he just had to ask him a question. Are you trying to embarrass me on TV? And then he commenced to whooping his ass. But it was so funny. It is a great movie. If you have not seen A Great White Hype, first of all, shame on you. Go put yourself in the corner. But while you're there, go watch Great White Hype. I think it's on Tubi. Everything's on Tubi. Pull it up on Tubi. It's on Tubi. So definitely go check that movie out. It is a classic among classics. Please go watch that movie. James the Grim Reaper Roper was a fucking nut. Mm. Now this next movie, it gave me quite a few to choose from, but I had to pick my favorite character. I couldn't pick too many because it was literally three that I could have chose from. Now, any given Sunday, of course, people would think the obvious choice. Well, pick Willie Beeman. No, I'm gonna be honest. Willie Beeman was an eye backup quarterback that let it go to his head a lot too fast and kind of lost his damn mind after a minute. And of course, he has to be the triumphant one at the end. And at least we got next Sunday until you don't have next Sunday. It's kind of how NFL works, particularly when it comes to the playoffs. The character I wanted to pick up, the character I decided to choose was Luther LeVay, the shark. And if you don't remember who this character was, it's the character Lawrence Taylor played. Lawrence Taylor, probably one of, not probably one of, I would go as far as to say the greatest NFL running back ever. He is the reason why he is credited for being the reason why sacks are being recorded right now in the NFL. And he was just an overall complete total badass. The dude had a gold tooth in the front. Any athlete that has a gold tooth in the front, just move out the way. I.e., Mike Tyson, i.e., Larry Johnson, and also Lawrence Taylor. So, Lawrence Taylor, the scene that always sticks out in my head is that he has he has failed all concussion protocol. He should not be playing football. But he's telling them, look, if I get two more sacks, what was it, two more sacks or three more sacks, he got like $1 million incentive bonus on his contract. And he was not going to sit out on the bench for the rest of the season due to a concussion and miss out on this $1 million signing bonus. He was like, he's on the stretcher and he's completely fucked up at the end. He's fucked. And the only thing he has to say is, y'all be careful with me. I'm worth over $1 million. Big shouts out to big shouts out to Lawrence Taylor, aka Luther LeVay from Any Given Sunday, y'all. That was they got a nut to play a nut ass character. It just worked. It just worked. And also big shout out to Jim Brown's character, the damn defensive coach on there. He's like, look, I don't take hits, I give a motherfucker. Yo, Jim Brown was classic. He would have made the list, but he wasn't an athlete in this movie. He was the coach. Big shouts out to Philly Stanley in the building. Big Phil, what up, man? Goddamn, love that movie. Which one? Which movie we talking about? Put it down in the comments. Which movie we talking about? And I'm gonna move on. I'm back to halfway point now, people. Now the halfway point was actually supposed to be two, but I split them up, and I split them up because they made the list for different reasons. But they're from the same movie. So going into that, number 5 is the Jesus Shuttlesworth from He Got Game. Jesus Shuttlesworth. He damn. And the thing was, it was shaky about putting him on the list because I hear that his character was actually based on Great White Hype. Oh yeah, love that movie. Classic. Tubi. Love it. I hear that the character was loosely based on Stephon Marbury. The reason why they chose Lincoln High School, Coney Island, and the whole path he took or what have you. But um I that was all hearsay. I couldn't confirm or deny that. So therefore, we just, I went on with putting him on the list. Sure, why not? Jesus Shuttlesworth. But he was a young man that overcame a lot. Lost his parents, lost his dad to incarceration, lost his mom. Um, and so he has to pretty much raise himself and his sister from a very young age. He has, his uncle, played by the late great Bill Nunn, who his whole thing was, we got to get this boy to the pros so he can take care of me for the rest of his life. Typical relatives, you got those relatives. You got and don't sit here and act like, no, man, I'd never do that. Yeah, 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 yeah. You got those relatives. If you ain't that relative, you know the one that can't wait to somebody do something big so they could be ready to be like, yeah, I helped that boy out when he was little. I should get $3 million just for being his uncle. These people exist. Y'all know it. I know it. We all know it. So had to raise himself and raise his sister. And so when he gets to be a senior, he's the top high school senior in the country. And he has so many people around him wanting him to go to this school, that school, pushing him in all kind of different directions. And then there's some people in his ears like, yo, go pro. Hmm. Well, it, right. So there's that. Now, in the end, him and his dad come to a big coming to Jesus meeting, and he chooses the school that he thinks would get his dad early release. And mess around with the man and the government. They reneged on the deal after he signed it. And so yes, he is going to the college of their choice, but his dad's not getting um the early release that he thought he would. So there goes that. But it's still a good movie, still a good character, just a story of a young man who really his formative years were kind of just tossed at him and said, here, do what you will with it. And I feel like for someone that age, he did do the best he could. Mind you, now we watched this movie. Yeah, Ray Allen's probably about mid 20s, but his character's 18 years old. His character's 18 years old, and he has to move and maneuver like an adult at 18. How many of us could really do that on our own at that age? Let's see the hands go up and get the line right quick. I didn't think so. I couldn't either. Go figure. So of course, if number five is Jesus Shuttlesworth, then number four has to be Jake Shuttlesworth. Jake Shuttlesworth is the ultimate redemption story. He had done I don't want to say at that point he had been in jail for about 10 years. Um and I don't think it had been. But put your damn hand down. Goddamn, it's always one. Jones, where are you? Why are you not supervising this right now? Where are you? Seriously. Jones, come get him. Put ISS. Take him to ISS. So Jake Shuttlesworth is the ultimate redemption story. He had been watching his son on TV, from the inside. And exactly, the damn problem child. And he was very proud of his son. And you could tell that there was a lot of regret onto why he was there, why he wasn't able to raise his son hands on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Jake went through it. Jake went through it. I really felt bad about what happened with Jake. I felt like, that it was just a situation that got out of hand that landed him behind bars. And it sucked. Um, I know he was very regretful of how it played out. Probably replayed it in his head a million times and knew that, okay, if there was a way to do this over or to redo that situation, to take away just that split second that changed not only his life, his wife, his two children's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would play that over and over again. He would definitely do it different. And so when given the opportunity at redemption, at being able to see his son, to face him after had been locked up for so long, yeah, he jumps at it. Now, of course, there were some ulterior motives that, hey, if my son signs his paper, I could get early release. I mean, who doesn't want early release from prison? Hey, who don't want any kind of goddamn release from prison? So there's that. But then also, it gave him a chance to really make amends with his attempt to make amends with his son, and that was really all he wanted. That's the whole redemption arc to begin with. It's just about fixing the things that you broke. So Jake Shuttlesworth, and one of the things about it too, Denzel was, if he wasn't 40 yet, he was close. Denzel didn't have a stunt double in this movie, from what I've seen and from what I've read. That was him hooping against Ray Allen the whole time. That was him. Go figure. Denzel got hoops. Denzel got game. That's why he was in the movie. Number three. Number three. I got to go with Ricky Baker. Y'all might not remember that yet, gentlemen. Y'all should remember that gentleman. Ricky Baker from Boys in the Hood. Ricky! Yeah, we got to go with old Ricky. Ricky was destined to be the next best running back. But when Ricky was running through the alley, why he didn't cut? He's running in a straight line. These dudes are about to shoot you, Ricky. You giving them an easy target to hit, Ricky. Ricky, do some zigging, do some zagging. And the first thing they do is blow Ricky leg out. And it's like, damn. And then when they hit Ricky in the back, we knew it was over. No USC, no SATs, nothing. RIP to Ricky Baker. That dude, that boy was gonna come out the hood and be somebody. Big shouts out to Ricky Baker. Number two. Number two. Now, this gentleman had to make the list. He had to make the list. He just absolutely had to. Adonis Creed from the Creed movies. I mean, how could I not put Adonis Creed on here? Adonis Creed took, you know, took what he had. Once again, he's a child of an absentee father, and his father who eventually dies, Apollo from Rocky Four. So not only does he never know this father, but like lyric, he never met the guy, and then he dies, and now he's being pushed from boys' home to foster home, juvie, reformatories, all that. And then what's crazy about it is Apollo's wife, who he stepped out on to have this child, adopts this child. And that's what's crazy about it is that wow. I mean, and she's played by the great Felicia Rashad, who looking at that lady, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think she knew that was a movie. I think she just was out here just doing good, and somebody just happened to have a camera on. She was like, "Oh shit, I guess I am in the movie." That's crazy. But yeah, so she adopts him, gives him a proper upbringing, and but it's in him. It's in his DNA. He grew up fighting for whatever he had, including his life, and all he wants to do now is box. And so she lets him go. She lets him box, and he ends up becoming champion. And it's just like a total badass for the next three movies. Like he fights Ivan Drago's son, the man who beat his dad. He fights his son, and they actually become friends. Go figure. Um, I don't know. These were great. These were just great movies. Just completely great movies. Um, and so Adonis Creed had to make my list at number two. Now, before I get into the number one, of course, I have to go into the honorable mentions as well as the dishonorable mentions. So I'm gonna start with the dishonorable mention first. And the dishonorable mention is literally one person, but what, three movies? The dishonorable mention is Omar Epps. And that goes for the program, higher learning, and love and basketball. Dude, you suck. Okay? Now that's love and basketball. You was all right, but they kept telling you need more development. You need more time. What do? Go pro, break your leg, career's over forever. Because you just was hard headed, wouldn't listen, and you sucked in that movie. Big shouts out to Omar Epps for being the worst basketball boyfriend ever. You suck. And then in the program, you were the epitome of the dumb athlete. The epitome. Using big words where they don't belong. Like you suck. Like, dude, in the program, you suck. You once again, you had that big head. You thought you was there already. And then you know what happened? They slipped the block. You got your ass blasted. That's what you get. Good job. Whatever. Higher learning, same thing. You show up to the college thinking you a beast at track. You ain't got to train. You nice with it. Woo woo. Then they tell you, hey, black ass, your scholarship's been revoked. Oh, you on a partial. You got to run for the rest of your money. But guess who had to take their ass to the track, act all extra humble, like he was somebody just so he can get that tuition paid? Oh my ups. I swear, if I had a movie sports team, he'd not be on it at all, ever. If I had a movie, I don't think he'd be in it. Yeah, probably not. Hell no. All right, so my honorable mentions. There are two. One of them, I wanted to put him on the list really bad, but I made it a point to say black athletes, and some of my people, some of y'all don't recognize the fact that even our Hispanic brethren are still cousins to us. They may not be black, like black American, but they're ethnic. I count Spanish people. So, with counting Spanish people, Benny the Jet Rodriguez from the Sandlot, goddamn right. The dude jumped the fence, took the ball from the beast, took the beast on a long ass fucking chase. And I'm thinking in my head, that dog didn't never get tired. They done ran through somebody's picnic. They done ran through a couple of parties. They done ran through the pool area. Like, and this dog never got tired. He didn't get tired. And then make it so bad, my man did all that in some PF Flyers. PF Flyers. They were like Chucks, but actually they were just like Chucks. But he took his Converse off and put on some PF Flyers because they made you run fast because they had wings on the side in the logo. There were wings. Benny the Jet Rodriguez, my Spanish cousin, made the list because he's Spanish and he was fast and he was the coolest kid in the neighborhood. If you don't believe me, go watch the Sandlot. Also, this one should have been on the list, and truthfully, he should have been at number three where Ricky was. But Jules from Crossover, how you can't have Jules on the list? Best fictional athlete ever, played by Hot Sauce. My favorite and one player of all time. Go Jules. Go Jules. It was just like the one-liners. Like he played the ultimate villain. The one-liners were crazy. Hey man, good game. Let me know when I have a bad one, sucker. Get on go. Ghetto Go. Jules from Crossover. I'm telling you, my favorite basketball movie villain right there. Like, I mean, hey, I love that movie. I watch Crossover right now. Matter of fact, I might watch Crossover when we get off of here. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So to recap the list, I'm gonna go back from 10 through 2 before I give you the number one. Number 10, Jesse Hall from the Mighty Ducks. Number 9, Apollo Creed from Rocky 1, 2, 3, and 4. He was in 3, y'all. Don't think, oh, just because he didn't fight, he wasn't in it. He had to get Rocky mind and body right in number 3. So he had a little double duty to do. Number 8, Thomas Shepard from Above the Rim. Shep. Number 7, James the Grim Reaper Roper, Great White Hype. Number 6, Luther LeVay, the Shark from Any Given Sunday. Number 5, Jesus Shuttlesworth, He Got Game. Number 4, Jake Shuttlesworth, also from He Got Game. Number 3, Ricky Baker, Boys in the Hood. Number 2, Adonis Creed. And number 1, all-time great black movie athlete. Now, my ISS crew will probably know who I'm about to say. Of course, they know who I'm about to say. We quote this dude all the time. Clubber Lang from Rocky 3. You goddamn right I picked Clubber Lang from Rocky 3. You know why? Because of the one liner of all movie one liners, besides for the fact that he whooped Rocky's ass in that first fight. Whooped his ass. But what does he tell him before that fight to really get him gassed up? Because, you know, if anybody seen Rocky 3, he was going to retire. He was going to go sit down. He got statues. He got endorsements. He's rich now. He doesn't really have to fight this guy. But then he found out that his fights were set up fights and they were giving you easy fights to make your career easy. So you really ain't fought no damn body. Outside of Apollo, you ain't fought nobody. So what happens? This dude's coming up through the ranks. He whooping people ass left and right. Just bomb, bomb, bomb. And he gets to Rocky. Rocky don't want to fight him. So what you do when you can't get to a man, or how you get to a man the fastest, you go through his woman. And you say, hey woman, since your man ain't got no heart, why don't you come fight a look see about a real man? I bet you lay up all night, dream about a real man. Tell you what, bring your pretty little self over my partner. Show you real man. And that got Rocky pissed off. And now Rocky's ready to fight the world. And so when he does show up, he gets a ceremonial ass whooping from the Clubber Lane. And of course, you know, it has to be a movie. So Apollo takes him out of Philly and takes him to Cali and trains him, and they go running on the beach and have this great bromance type thing or whatever. And Apollo's number one thing was he told him, he said, look, I want another fight. But it was no cameras, no promoters, nothing. They were in a closed off boxing gym, Rocky and Apollo by themselves. But that's after that was the conditions on him training them. So Rocky trains with Apollo. He bleed Clubber Lane. I'm gonna be honest, let it been my movie. Clubber Lane would have won the second fight too, and then there would have been no more Rocky movies. Oh well, but he beats Clubber Lang and he gets his dignity and respect back, and he feels like he's beat a worthy opponent. And so so the movie ends, him and Apollo in this closed door fight. He yells ding ding, and then the movie goes off like that. And we don't know until the first Creed movie that Rocky admits that Apollo beat him in that closed door fight or whatever. So there goes that or whatever. So big shots out to the Clubber Lane, played by the great Mr. T, and the greatest one liner in movie history by taking your woman and tell her come to my partner. I show a real man. Yo, appreciate everybody that stopped through tonight, man. My boy Jay Scott, Problem Child, Big Country 50, Phillies, what's going on with you? And make sure, you know what I'm saying, while y'all watching this, yo, hit that share button at the bottom. Let your people know that, you know, hey, dope in the house. Y'all might want to watch this. You know what I'm saying? There will be definitely way more content coming up. I have more than enough time on my hands at this point to really just start cranking stuff back out. Um, to y'all for y'all education as well as for your entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate everybody that stopped through. Appreciate everybody that shares this. Appreciate everybody that's gonna watch this later. You know what I'm saying? When your boss up there talking that bullshit and they gave you a stack of papers to do, you go ahead and at least pull this up and it'll at least kill about 30 something minutes. And definitely go back and watch the old shows. Team Own the Building or Team OTB on everything. And you will pull up the old shows on YouTube. as well as on Facebook. I would say YouTube would probably be the easier route to go, just because they're all together. So Team OTB on YouTube. Go find all those old shows because that's where there are. That's where all of my shows are archived. So definitely go watch Team OTB on YouTube or haha, follow the Team on the Building page on Facebook. And it's literally just that Team on the Building on Facebook, as well as Team OTB on YouTube. Make sure y'all go follow those, subscribe to them, hit that notification, hit the likes, biggest important button that you can hear, hit that share button, man. Pass these out and let your people know what's going on, what you got going on, and what you into. Because I promise you, it'll be plenty, plenty, plenty more of these. I made a promise to my brother, and I'm going to do my best to fulfill said promise to him and just start cranking out this material more often and more often. So big shouts out and long live to Larry Hodges. And then for the rest of y'all, y'all make sure y'all watch this shit every week. I mean, and y'all say every week, but just that's what I say. Hit the notification button because y'all don't know. I might be dropping something tomorrow. So definitely hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification button to let you know when I'm gonna be here. Because guess what? You don't necessarily know because I don't know either until I show up and then I'm here. So y'all jump in on that. Um, Stay tuned for the next one. And I end this show like I end all the other ones. Imitation is a sincere form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I am DJ Agony. Bell Charms is dope. I am dope. This is the quick 30, and I'm out. Peace.